And I bumped into Austin, and you'll never guess what Austin said to me the first thing.
What was that?
Where did I screw up? See, this is what we do in Scrabble. It's not like how great I just played. It's what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
There's that humility. And unfortunately, in this case, there were a few things that he did miss some words. So whether his strategy or whatever, we're not commenting on that. Just pure word knowledge, he made a few mistakes. And so I've learned my lesson from the past, because in the past I've answered that question. And this time I said, let's not concentrate on that. Everything happens when you're in a tournament. Let's concentrate on the next game and what you need to do.
Yeah.
So, because really, do I want him to go into the final game going, oh my God, not only did I make all these mistakes, I made them against Dave Wiegand, I made them on camera, I made them in front of everybody. You don't want to have hit that mindset. I told him he played beautifully. There's a reason why he's in the final. There's a reason why he's playing Dave Wiegand with equal number of wins. Go out there and have a great game.
Yeah.
And so that's the whole conversation.
Yeah. And from here, so the winner will be the winner of the international division, and we'll join Will as a Division 1 winner of this tournament. Dave has previously won the U.S. National Championship with the North American Dictionary twice. He is like one of the biggest Scrabble beasts in the history of beastdom ever. And Austin has been a top player for many years and has been playing for, as we've said, around 18, 19 years since he was 8 years old.
King Bong, yes, you were right to stay up. I know it's late where you are, but this is absolutely a not miss game.
So this is going to be really cool. I'm curious to see if Dave maybe tries to play unjoin, which is, I know for a fact, is a phony because I've gotten away with it before. It's a very, very hard word to not play.
Oh, snoozled. Oh my God.
Yeah,
but he's not gonna, he doesn't have endjoin, he has unjoin, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Although that makes it a bit more exciting. Unjoin is not a word. Unjoint is good.
Yeah. Yeah, King, you were like pulling an all-nighter or something, and I think our favorite super fan probably went to sleep and came back, and we were still going on. Oh, he's going for it. Oh my goodness.
So I think we did talk about talk a little bit about Jambé.
Yeah.
And see, Dave is now exploiting Jambé. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
Austin said he wasn't 100% sure about the S hook. He did stick it, as we talked about, when he felt he needed to catch up. Dave is exploiting the fact that he did not know certain words.
I wouldn't be surprised if Dave knew that was phony.
Oh, 100% he knew it was phony.
But it makes sense that Austin, might not challenge it because it gives him a huge comeback play here. And unfortunately for Dave, it kind of obscures the S hook on unjoin.
That doesn't exist.
That doesn't exist. Of
But
course,
a T
it
hook.
takes the T, of course.
Which still can play.
Yeah. Yeah, I once was playing in a team tournament with my Scrabble protege who's down in Division 3, and we opened with unjoin, and it was not challenged either.
It's very, very plausible.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really implausible to unjoin the train links and whatever.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we're off here. And
this is such an exciting game. I can't begin to tell you. This is what we live for, guys. We're in a final game. The tournament hasn't been decided. We have two fabulous players.
Yeah.
They both started with some good points. There isn't easy racks happening that kind of a snooze fest for us to do that kind of a commentary.
Squoosh, I agree. Dave did know you were a phony. Yeah, I'm cool like that. I live for Scrabble and beer. And a few other things. Mostly Scrabble and beer.
So this is a rack that is not usually going to bingo when you have high point tiles like this, but these are the ones also where your bread and butter, where you score your 30 points, in between. When you think about it, a bingo often is just two good 35-point plays strung together.
Yeah.
So don't always have to go for that bingo. Get your two 35-pointers and you've got your bingo right there.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what there seemed like there should be just a plethora of options here.
Almost too many, because he can score so much.
Austin's play has scored 50 points. It has not showed up yet, but it is 50 points.
So I'm not sure what he was going for there. Oh, cuff. Okay, perfect. That's a ton of points. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to think that's the play. He doesn't like leaving the two vowels, but come on, with a with a Y, that is kind of deathy.
Yeah.
But oh, you see, that's why he did what he just did.
Yeah. You know what, Bill?
That's a ton of points too.
I've traveled the world. I've gotten to see the world. I haven't had to pay for it because I was playing a game. I've met most of my best friends.
Oh, that
I've
was a ton
fallen
of
in
points.
love. I've won a
Oh.
national championship. So you tell me, do I actually enjoy this? Yeah, it's been pretty good.
Well, you know what? Oki was worth more than Cuff, and it was the better play in terms of rack leads.
Yeah.
So. But nobody's, so Austin's in a bit of, I think he's going to have to, he has 2 S's, so he's definitely going to play down to Zunes and,
Yeah.
play off one of those. So we're going to probably see Nerds or Derns or, there we go, Derns. That's a pretty easy decision.
So sometimes you would ignore a phony word. It doesn't happen very often. In this case, he probably would have wanted to check it because he would have had Zunes for 48 and kept Dave with not a great rack. But there have definitely been a couple of times where I've let phonies go intentionally.
Yeah.
They're few and far between, but they happen. And being aware of them, certainly an interesting position to be in. Yeah, Austin should have more points than he does currently.
Yeah. So we'll catch you up
He
on
should
that.
be on Austin's score should be
here it comes,
70.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Happier
makes
is going to
sense.
come down, I think. Yeah, you don't want to let, really the only time you want to let I mean, not the only time, but certainly if you can score appreciably more than your opponent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember, it's a different situation here that you only have a 5-point challenge. You don't lose your turn, which is so egregious in the other dictionary.
Yeah. Phony is just a fake word. So yeah, you can play fake words, and it's up to your opponent to challenge it off.
Yes, you can get away with playing false words as long as you're not challenged.
Yeah.
If you're challenged,
I've certainly.
Now, I wonder what's going through Dave's head in terms of time management. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but, you don't want to have anything different happen to you when you're in a playoff situation, and this is something that's different that happened. But he's got such poise. I don't think it's going to really bother him.
Yeah. Selfie is a word. I played it recently, in fact. Dave, as he likes to do, will spell out funny things on his tile rack. He just had pipehead spelled out.
Now, the trouble with Happier, and one of the reasons he's not playing it so quickly, is that it's going to slot the A just above the triple letter score, and we haven't seen the X yet.
Yeah, which I think people tend to get a little too freaked out about that, but then again, I could be wrong. I can understand, a bit of paranoia here for sure, because you don't necessarily want to give that up.
He's also probably looking at heap down to Derns, parallel to Derns.
Yeah.
So he's got scores.
It seems like pretty much no matter what, he'll block fillaries for Austin.
Yeah, no
next
matter what,
turn.
he's going to block fillaries because he doesn't have anything that good underneath Joe.
Welcome back, Mighty Bob Barker.
Is there anything through the D that he might be looking at?
So
don't think
Turtle,
so.
I don't play with my family. Wouldn't be much point to it. My brother actually has played in a few tournaments over the years, and this is my brother does sales at a startup, and is a basketball star. So not like the spitting image of what you would expect for a competitive Scrabble player, but just goes to show you that anyone can really get into it. So he probably wouldn't beat me, but yeah.
All right, so fillaries is blocked.
Maybe Austin could take a selfie for us. Yeah.
For people who don't get that, if you move around the tiles on his rack, you'll see a selfie.
Dingus is definitely a word.
Fruit Loop is not.
Fruit Loop's not a word yet. I wish.
I liked on Big Bang Theory when the Russian cosmonauts, which I guess is redundant, called Oh God, what's his name? Sorry. Do you watch a show?
I know who Sheldon is.
Yeah. I'll think of it in a second.
Okay.
He called his fellow astronaut Fruit Loop
Mm.
because he liked to eat Fruit Loops for breakfast.
Oh,
Stuart, not Stuart. God, I watched the show. I can't
Yeah.
believe I can't think of the name. Hi from Birmingham, England. Hello.
hello. Welcome. Hello from a third of the way around the world.
Big Bang Theory is amazing, and I can't believe I'm whiffing on the name. It's just so stupid. Howard Wolowitz. Stupid. All right.
Well, I guess not once upon a time, just a few years ago, there was almost a Scrabble TV show that was essentially supposed to be real life Big Bang Theory.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was
kinda
cast in the
scary.
lead role.
Were you?
I was.
What happened?
We filmed a sizzle. I'm probably still under. No, I don't think I'm under NDA. I think it was like 2 years. At this point, don't really care.
I didn't know this at all.
They can come sue me if they need to. Yeah, it was an interesting experience to be followed around by a camera crew for a while. But I think for the most part, I'm glad it didn't happen. It's not my thing.
Not your thing?
No.
Well, back in, I'm trying to think what year it was when the Worlds were at Vegas. It was a very, very big year for Scrabble, and I actually had 3 camera crews following me at the same time, and I had all these mics on me, and they were even taking movies of me, video of me putting on, getting ready in the morning, and it was quite an experience. And as a result, I was in a couple of documentaries and lots of articles in the newspaper. It was a big golden time for Scrabble. I think it was just around the time Stefan's book came out, so I think that's what it was all about.
So it's not a best of 3. It just so happens that what the standings were in the tournament, that they were the only 2 who could win, so they just kept playing.
Yeah.
Hello, Chicago.
We're allowing them to duke it out rather than probably John Shu, who does the pairings, would probably prefer to do it in a more mathematically exciting way. But the correct thing to do is to have the top players duke it out.
So it's funny that
That's a perfectly good game turn.
That Dave's rack is almost the same as last turn, except worse.
Yeah.
There's a chance here he might actually. I don't know. He could play to the
He's
R.
got 3
He could
E's.
play to the E now,
That
or
really
to the R.
sucks. Well, he could play F EPHAH, which would save 3 vowels, I believe.
Hey there,
But
Chris.
it scores the most.
Mush, I believe this is their second time in a row playing.
Yes, it is. And you can see Dave's playing a little bit faster now because he's already 4 minutes slower.
That is a blank, right? Do my eyes work?
Oh my goodness. AAEILS blank for Austin. Oh my goodness.
So it looks like
He's definitely bingoing. It's
yeah,
just
looks
a
like
matter
Austin's
of what.
gonna catch up, and whether he's not gonna take a big lead, but for the moment should be up a little tiny bit.
He did not have a triple, by the way.
No.
I believe he only had head sail.
Okay. Not sailhead.
Not sailhead. Which, that's what I do all the time on Aerolith. I always
Yeah.
yep.
And Chris, you're a long-time tournament player yourself, I think.
Saggy Dragon and Bingo means when you use up all your 7 tiles. It's kind of a, they call it a bonus across the pond. We call it a bingo for whatever. I know there's a story behind it, but it's not interesting enough to remember.
Yeah. Shad, you already won because you have like the best name in the world. There's little else to do unless you really want to become a national Scrabble champion, which is not the worst thing ever, but no, it was fun.
So right now it's just looking like Austin. Let me
Basically.
see if he can do anything to the R. But right now, obviously, bingo's under the E and F is very simple for him to do. I'm just trying to see. I mean, he's got like things like Gassellier. Is there a way for him to stick the S on the heaps is what I'm trying to figure out. But I'm not seeing anything.
You're live, right, guy? You're here. We see you. Your test
Certainly
work.
would be safer for him to play something like Gassellier to the R. Gaselier. And also, sorry, Gassellier. He's 2 A's, Gassellier. And that's a word that he should know very well. But I think looks like he might. Let me see. I can't tell how he's picking it up. No, he's going to be a bit more. Okay. So he's playing Avails, which is very, very good play because making that a V, there's no two-letter words with the V. So nobody can go on top onto the triple row. That A is so dangerous where the double-letter square is. But it's perfectly safe because the V blocks everything.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thanks for watching, Tartars. And right, Chris, that makes sense. That sounds very familiar to me. He and I both being the same age. He was one of the first kids I saw in the Internet Scrabble Club back in the early 2000s.
Oh my goodness, he's getting nice balanced racks. Trindle and Tendril. Not that there's anywhere to put it, but we'll see what else he has. We'll get the score updated with Austin any second now. 68 more points than he has right now, which would be 154, I believe.
Moose, it's not a best of series. Everybody plays every round. This is round 31. So turns out that these two have played multiple times in a row, and the winner will win their division.
Okay. So David is keeping the board open, opening up another S hook.
Yeah, Chris, my Scrabble friend and I, Mac, are thinking of trying to take on that record as well. So I'm about 50 to 100,000 blitz games deep on ISC. Thought it could be fun because it's always everyone who's done that it's been a great thing for charity and such. But you'll have to let us know what it was like to play Scrabble 24 hours straight without stopping.
I once played in the Minnesota tournament, which is you basically come down in your pajamas at some point.
I already do that. Joe's one of the top spelling bee contestants for the Scripps spelling bee. Last year,
Who's that?
Cooper Komatsu.
Oh,
He got
yeah.
8th place last year. He
Oh,
was
did
on
he really?
the ESPN telecast.
And he won the school Scrabble Championship.
Also,
didn't he?
former school Scrabble winner. He's over in Division 3. I think
is
sounds
he
like
gonna
he's
win?
get second place.
Second
I
place?
think.
Okay. For now, till he works his way up,
Yeah.
which should be real soon.
Thank you, King. I appreciate that.
Aw, thank you. So Austin has what we call in Scrabble a no-go instead
an
of bingo.
orphan.
Yeah, he's got Trindle and Tendril, and he's got nowhere to put it, and there's nothing through the A. These are always difficult racks because you have good tiles and you're never quite sure what to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, Juz, Cooper is super cool. He's like what most kids should aspire to be.
Oh, Cooper's
Thanks, Linkster.
fabulous.
We appreciate it. Yes, you guys held the record. And then all of a sudden, it became like a very trendy record to beat. I feel like a number of people. Greg, I think you and what's his face? I can picture him. I'm just losing my mind as usual.
What game is this you're talking about?
The most points scored in 24 hours for the Guinness Book of World Records.
Did they make it? Did they make it in?
Chris and Austin did at one point, and then Mike and Alistair in Australia had done it, and then Craig, Evil Budgie, and I don't know why I feel so stupid. I'm blanking on his name. He wears Ray. Yeah, wears the I Beat Nigel shirt. Tried a couple times and then eventually beat it, and I think you guys are the current record holders, I think.
So what's happening is Austin's trying to figure out what to do with his beautiful rack, not to blow it up, but also to set himself up possibly for a bingo. And Dave has also nothing to do. There's no sevens on his rack, and Digestor he just blocked by playing Cine. And the only bingo through the A is Godicias. So he's also looking very much forward to see what Austin's going to do, perhaps give him something to bingo through.
Yeah. I'll say a shout out to Verbalobe. How's it going? Wish you were here. And Nerdlit, that's a pretty
Why do I know
that's
that
pretty
name,
sweet
Verbal?
find.
Who is that?
That's
I'm making
John,
you do
John
names.
Van Pelt.
John who?
I assume it's John Van Pelt.
That's right. That's exactly who it is.
Yeah. The Sri Lankan pair. Okay, right. Yeah. Colo in Australia, I believe there are tournaments held in everywhere except in the north. I know that in the Northern Territory or whatever it's called, Northern Australia. That's what I'm trying to say. I think. Sorry for not being good at geography.
That's okay. We're a little.
But
We're so excited about this game.
Yeah,
I'm going to respond to Turtle Hopper. When's the next competition you'll be announcing? Actually, there's 3 times a year that I personally do it. One is this, one is School Scrabble, and one is the World Championships, which are happening in Nottingham, England, coming up in August. I am slated to go to that, but it is not 100% sure.
Yeah.
So that would be my next one, personally.
Yeah. I don't have any plans to stream any Scrabble anytime soon. To finish the one question, in Australia they have a scene.
Oh, he gave him dodgiest.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Oh my God.
They have a scene in Western Australia. There are tournaments in Adelaide. There's a solid scene in, of course, in Sydney as well as in Melbourne. And the heads of the organization, I believe, are up in Brisbane. And there are a couple tournaments in Canberra as well every year. So pretty much everywhere. I think there's even a tournament. There's the Trans-Tasman Challenge too. So there's even a tournament in Tasmania every couple of years. So definitely look up the Australian Scrabble Players Organization, NASPA.
So the only reason Dave took a few seconds to play dodgiest is that he could have obviously played it to the left of the D and started it sticking out to the left, and it would have scored the same thing as what he just did now. And the question he wanted to make is, do I want to set up 2 possible comeback lanes, one on the left, or just keep the one on the right closed up the way he just did it? And that's the choice he made, and I think it was the correct choice.
Yeah. Is it sad that all that I see for Austin is fartling? Because that's all I see. I don't think it's a bingo.
It's not a bingo.
That should
It's
show,
not even
show you where. Yeah, this is usually an MTG stream. There's definitely a bit of overlap between. There's a few MTG players who also play competitive Scrabble. One of them, Ori Swift, has been on a few pro tours and has one of the highest ratings for Scrabble as well.
So are we up to date with Dave's score? Did he make it? I think, or did the bingo put him up higher? I think it.
I suspect the bingo put him up a bit.
Yeah, I think so too.
Dave's around 250, I would think.
I would think so too. So we'll update that for you in a second. And we'll also try to get you some scores from the other top game that's going on.
I want some Doge hype here. Be pretty cool.
So that's really, really annoying for Austin, who had a bingo that could not play. And by playing a very reasonable turn, he actually gave Dave a bingo that he would not have had. And that can wear away at your psyche while you're playing, that's for sure.
Especially in a situation like this where, like, one rack might be all it takes. But I mean, still anybody's game, effectively.
Oh, absolutely. It's way too... Oh, we have Nigel versus... So some of you might have heard of Nigel Richards, who is widely considered the most brilliant player in Scrabble. And we have some really brilliant players, but he's in a somewhat of a league of his own, based on both his word knowledge and his capacity to set himself up and to also find intricate plays that other people simply cannot find. He was not having the best of tournaments. He's not in a position to win this tournament, but he just is like the ever-ready bunny, and he just does not lose towards the end. And he's now in a position to possibly come in 3rd or 4th place, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting you point that out, Squish. This is the only division where first place was not decided before the last game. It's a good thing we're streaming it. This is very interesting for Austin here on his next rack. He just set up a big bingo lane for himself, but did not draw the bingo there, but instead
valeting
drew it elsewhere. So
what is tabuli plus a G? Okay.
So because I believe Reft does not take anything on the back.
No, it doesn't. So it's very safe for Dave to actually play something, to play tabuli, except for the S hook that it takes. It's very safe for him to play Reft because it will not hook an S onto it.
Yeah, I was not. I agree with Craig. I'm not super psyched about the play of Ref. Felt a little bit desperate at this point in the game. Probably could have just played up in the top left and just kept the far left A pretty available or something, but it is going to work out for him here. The opening rack for with Zune kept DLS. Eric, DLS with Zune.
Ooh, I see some very pretty. Okay, so in the I'm going to give you an update. Nigel versus Alex Seaholm right now. After 8 turns, Nigel is up 391 to 282, and we see some very pretty words to the. Just to give you an idea how nothing is safe against Nigel, he opened the game with flex, and then he bingoed the very next turn natural with Shin leaf.
Dang.
Ending an 8-letter word with an F. It's so disheartening to
Yeah.
play him.
Yeah.
It's just, he never misses. So it looks like he's well on his way to finishing in 3rd place.
Yep.
Which will make him happy not to have to avoid doing an interview.
Yeah. That's all he really wanted, was to not have to do an interview.
That's why he didn't finish in 1st place on purpose.
Yeah.
We're joking, by the way.
So once Dave plays, Austin's probably going to play almost instantly, which is kind of what he needs right now. It's just a quick bingo to get back in it. Fi is definitely a word. I remember that from when I learned some Shakespeare monologue.
It's not fee, it's fi.
I don't know how to pronounce anything.
I think it's
probably
fee.
fee.
Yeah, fee, fi, fo, fum. Does not take an S, but it takes an F.
Carmel Dodd, that's like the story of my life right now, trying to be a graduate student and working all summer and living in New York City and trying to work out. It's not working. It's not working for me at all. I have extreme ab guilt right now.
What guilt?
Ab guilt.
As in
the
body?
current, as in Dave's current rack. Yeah, Mac has clinched.
I thought it was
second
like,
place.
I've been a student for so long and I haven't been to the gym, so I have ab guilt. I swear to God, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's
As in, I feel guilty that I haven't. Or is that what you're
that is
saying?
literally what I'm saying.
Oh, there you go. We are so.
Life is hard. No, I'm not actually complaining. Hopefully my job search will be over pretty soon. I've had too much of a good thing. I'm actually the antithesis of complaining. That's why I'm not a PhD student. I'm just a 1-year master's student.
Just 1 year it took you?
It's a 2-year program shoved into 1 year.
Oh
so
my God.
Yeah, it was pretty
So
brutal.
you didn't have a life.
No life at all.
I totally get
That's
that.
okay. I love the field and.
How long
yeah.
was your thesis?
We do a capstone project. So it's, we've been at Bloomberg all summer, which has been really fun. So contributing to the world of accessibility, people who are blind. It's been really cool.
Oh, that is fabulous. Good for you.
Interestingly, one of my Scrabble claims to fame is I can actually play a game completely blindfolded without it. The only thing that I'm allowed to know is what my tiles are at the
Right.
beginning of each game.
But you know where everything is.
Yeah.
We've done that before. We've been so desperate to play a game at a tournament, and all the boards were packed up, that we played on the tablecloth, just trying to remember where everything was.
Yeah.
So the thing that Dave doesn't know is that he can actually play Tabbouleh very safely, because Austin is going to bingo with valeting, and he's going to get first shot at juicy spots underneath Tabbouleh or with an S
Yeah.
to it. But he doesn't know that.
I mean, the toughest part for Dave here is that, he knows that Austin just played off 2 tiles, but he doesn't have any way of knowing that Austin doesn't have an S.
Right.
He plays Tabbouleh, he has to worry about Tabboulehs.
So he played very nicely for 31 points. The trouble is he used up the
Yeah.
T that would have hooked onto ref, and he doesn't have an S. So Austin should start playing very quickly now. He saw that Dave took almost 5 minutes to play that last turn.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Dave just had an interesting...
Oh, wow.
He's going to have an interesting pickup here.
This is so un-Dave-like.
Yeah, I do agree. There should be more people playing Scrabble. I don't even mind if they play Minecraft and Scrabble, as long as there's more Scrabble. I think that's great.
Now this isn't really a disaster for Dave because they're high scoring tiles, so if he can get 30-40 points a turn, doesn't even need the vowels if he's able to find stuff to do.
Yeah, the problem is that Austin's drawing into a couple decent tiles left. Did he pick up any of them?
He picked an
Yeah,
S.
he did.
I didn't
So, I mean,
pick a
that's-
bingo, but
that's-
he's got some really
yeah,
nice tiles.
It was just that by Dave missing all those good tiles,
I want you to find the bingo off a D.
Dead bodies? What?
Very good. Dead boys.
Dead boys? Oh, okay,
very
right,
close.
of
Very
course.
close. Yeah. But you went straight to dead. That's like, that was fab. Nobody's taken advantage of the up hook up on top for, like, he could play yob, and that might be a really nice play, or even yobs start to close the board a bit. Yobs and cines, and that's worth a mitt full of points.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be horribly surprised if that ended up being one of the best plays for Austin next turn.
Yeah.
Score a bunch of points and keep good tiles left over.
44 points, and he closes the boards off somewhat. The ref might come back to bite him, but he had to do what he had to do,
Yeah, I mean, I think that whatever happens with that area of the board may well, influence the outcome of this game. I don't know what's going to happen with it yet, because no one's used it yet still.
So 37 points for Dave. If he picks up 3 vowels, even 2, he's, he'll pick up blank eye something, right?
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. I'm not feeling that. Here comes. Well.
Okay. Almost.
Like
Very
virginal
close.
rivaling.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's already getting ready to put yob down. Yeah, absolutely.
The question is, does he stick the S as well? What do you think?
Oh gosh, I think he has to keep it at this point, because he has no hook for ref right now.
Yeah.
Or he has the hook
Or
for
Bruit,
Bruit and
yeah.
for ref, and there's no other S's left.
And he
just
now
the
has
one
an
blank.
A to go in front of valeting.
And that one remaining blank.
Oh my God, my heart just got a little like.
I don't be surprised if Austin turns it over.
Wow.
This is
No bingo. It's a tough board, because you really have to pretty much play 7s.
Yeah.
And these guys know, of course they know 7s, but 8s are bread and butter for us.
Yeah.
And so you have to have the bingo right on your rack. You can't rely on another tile to help play through.
Yeah. And,
So he doesn't have anything right now.
Yeah. If ever there was intense Scrabble, this is
This is it. This is a fabulous final game for us.
Very intense.
But not for these guys. They would love to have an easy game.
Either one of them would love to just try everything.
And we saw that a bit with.
I was looking for refi to show up. It used to be words with friends only. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but so I thought maybe when he had LAVING, he might draw something underneath, making refi.
Oh, it looks like Alex coming back a bit. But oh my goodness, Nigel had both blanks. This is always what happens. Alec bingos within crusts, starts to catch up, and Nigel bingos right away with Palter.
Yeah.
Then Alec got down Aconite Natural. Not only does Nigel bingo, but he bingos with both blanks, which means that Alec can't pick up either of those. But then Alec comes back with Quiz for 64 points to come within 50 points. So right now I'm trying to give you an update, because we had 2 more turns since then.
It's looks like probably too little too late.
Yeah,
but
because Nigel has 2 S's.
Yeah, so
right now he's up just about 45 points. So the score is 414 to 369 for Nigel, with 4 in the bag.
no,
nothing
he
in the
only
bag.
has 4 tiles.
Yeah, he's only got 4 tiles.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like Nigel's going to come in 3rd place.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what Dave does here. We sometimes talk about how ING can be a bit of a red herring, but when he's got that refi spot at the bottom, in an ING, it's not a bad spot. But he's also holding on to the small lead here, so it doesn't really surprise me that he goes with something like Vang, because AILR as a leave is.
We have to find out how many
pretty-
vowels are left that he did something like
Yeah.
that.
Kruth is definitely a valid word, and
Oh
I've
yeah,
definitely played it
I've
before.
definitely played it. We've all played it. I haven't played QWERTY yet, though. Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got a chance. I remember when the not the last new dictionary update came up, but the one before it was at Chris Cree's the Do
Yeah.
the Dallas Open, and we obviously had a prize for the best new word, and somebody played feminazi on the very
Wow.
first week of the new dictionary.
Wow.
Oh, Dave's gonna, yeah. So we had to check how many vowels were left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There were only 2 I's that were left.
Yeah. Milkman, no, this is it. Oh, is there a bracket to follow along with? Yeah, there's a there's a bit.ly link if someone wants to throw the bit.ly link down to take to the standings. There are 6 divisions. Yeah, this is a...
Oof, this is an exciting game. Look at the score. Is that really the score? I guess it is.
Dave
Try
up
to
by
catch
about
it up.
30, that makes sense.
Okay. So you really don't want to screw up your rack here.
Yeah, no, I mean, Austin sees his best play.
Acted?
Yeah, he's going to play it, I'm sure. And
Off
then-
of the G and N valet?
Yeah.
It's got to be.
And, you know, it's going to come down to him.
39 points.
Whoever gets the... whoever gets that last blank is probably going to win the game. And seeing as how there aren't that many left, it's, you know, becoming increasingly likely with every play.
Yeah, you got
Obviously
to...
that someone's going to get it.
I'm
I
still
sus-
not able to tell you how many tiles are
Yeah.
left.
So I suspect Austin is going to play acted, and then Dave will probably come back pretty quickly with WAI or WAIL by WUS.
Absolutely, that's the play. Absolutely.
The question is he going to play the L to try to obscure some of the bingo lines a bit, or is he just going to go for his own bingo?
It's kind of exciting a little bit. It would have been over at the Nigel Alec game, where it's down to 423 to 393. You got to give him a lot of credit for catching up.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh, he needs...
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if he can do anything with that.
So we'll get to Austin in
That's
in
an
half-
8 rack
half a
if I
sec
ever
here.
saw
That's
it. Yeah, he needs... That's an 8 rack. You need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh. But it's going to score.
it will
he's-
score
and-
points.
and-
And Dave's running low on time again.
Oh, just a second, just a second. He's got squeal off ref.
Yeah.
That is huge.
Squeal will likely win him the tournament.
And it's not like he's not going to see it.
No, he will.
The concern is, are there bingo tiles enough for Dave to... Does he empty the bag? Can Dave come back with the
Yeah.
bingo and win the game?
Yeah. And so now in Dave's position, you have to start thinking.
Look at the time.
Yeah, you know, since Dave won't get an S, he has to start thinking. I might need to bingo with that B up in the top right. You know, he might want to consider keeping that open and go for the miracle out bingo. And yeah, not to my surprise, he's
Yeah, so that obviously saves a much more balanced rack. It also does not block the bingos off the B because he doesn't have an S. He can't stick an S on Wales.
and
Oh, it's not looking that great for Dave. Now, I wish I knew what was left in the bag. It's so lousy that we don't have up to date. Let me see. We're not up to date at all on the stream, the other stream. So I can't tell you how many tiles are left. We could start counting them, actually.
I
Maybe
think
I'll do that.
Austin will be squealing with delight soon when he wins the tournament.
Okay, I'm going to count the tiles. 5, 8, 16, 17, 21,
I would squeal for all of you, but
31, 32,
I would probably get in trouble.
37, 40, 41, 43, 46, 48, 49, 50, 53, 56, 59, 61, 62, 63, 68, 71, 73, 74, 78. 81 tiles are played, plus the 14 on their rack is 95. There are 5 tiles left in the bag, including a blank, not a blank anymore. That's taken care of, and if that's the last S, it is the last S. I think there's no reason not to play squeal.
Yeah, I mean the
It
only
empties
fear
the
would
bag.
be
That's the only thing that's bad about it.
the only fear would be a play underneath that scores 30 or 40, but
Yeah, and does he have it?
no, I
No.
don't think so.
So
That-
he
that-
has
that
this
L-
tournament
that
one if
L.
he plays it. Just remember the time difference as well. Dave is now down to 3 minutes to Austin's 7.
This would be a
I don't know if
heck
my
of,
heart
a
would be
heck of a
dying.
comeback for Austin over the last 2 games.
75 points will put him 40-something points ahead. But he empties the bag. 77, thank you. 31, 33, 34, 69, 71. 75 points for Squeal, not 77, I think. Yeah, he sees it.
Yep.
You got to go for it, don't you think?
Yeah,
you got to go
imagine
for it.
you have to. I
You
can't.
got to go for it.
I can't
Like if
imagine
he
he
could stick
wouldn't.
the Q next to 2 eyes and get 64, absolutely
Yeah,
do not bingo.
Sure,
But you got to bingo.
Well,
you
he's
got to
not,
play
he's
the
not even
squeal,
bingoing.
Sorry. Well, it's like a bingo.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Is anybody's heart beating the way mine is? I know mine is.
This is the epitome of a top level Scrabble right here, guys.
I have seen, let's say he had another S, or let's say, and he would have to open up well, he wouldn't have to open up a triplet. He'd score a lot more points by playing sequels off of refs to the right. If there was any possibility, he would have to look at all the tiles that are left in the bag and see if there's any possibility that Dave could either bingo back if that was enough to win, or triple. And I remember being at the World Championships when Dave Boyes won, and he could have played something, but I think it would have given the possibility of ladybugs, which he saw. And so he didn't play the bingo that he could have played. He knew that he could win small, but he could win. And so I know in the gaming community sometimes, go out in flames or don't go out at all, or, but you have to play smart. You have to go for the win.
Yeah.
You're just whelmed? I know
I'm decently whelmed myself.
I'm decently whelmed. I'm sufficiently.
Hella whelmed.
I hope my heart is beating, asking. I hope it is too. All right, so because Austin has been so good with his time management, he's managed to induce heart arrhythmia in a lot of us because he's got time to think about what to do.
Yeah.
He has to go through what's available in the rack, in the bag. Of the 12 tiles that he knows that are available, is there anything Dave can do to really, really hurt him? And that's how having really, really good word knowledge is just so important.
Yeah.
Here we go.
He's
Here
gonna
it
go
comes.
for
This
it.
is possibly.
We need to make sure that we don't squeal.
Let's watch Dave's face. Nothing.
Yeah, Dave.
Are we going to need the defibrillator for Dave?
No, Dave never. Dave always will just be like, okay, whatever.
All right, 47, and there were indeed 5 in the bag. And oh my God, nice balanced rack.
Oh my goodness.
He knows that Dave can not really even do anything to hurt him underneath squeal.
Yeah. And I suspect we will try to bring Austin back here in just a couple minutes.
Oh my God, Lindsay and Austin both are going to win.
Boyfriend and girlfriend both won their divisions. Pretty cool.
good.
Mom almost won too.
Are you kidding?
She was at
What's
first.
her mom's name?
Lila.
Lila.
Crotty.
Oh, that's you're.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, that's going to be a very proud household. I hope he's not going back to England too soon.
He's been here for a week. He was. They went to Florida for a week, so I don't know how soon he's going back. But
you don't think that they had this discussion? Well, you know what? There's a good chance both of us are going to win our division, so maybe we should extend the trip. Like, come on, you have to think positively.
yeah, I mean, Austin is a fantastic player. I don't think he could have ever. I don't think he could have said going in that this was going to happen. Lindsay, I think we all had a pretty good idea that might happen because she was the top seed, and we wanted to see if she could have a good tournament.
And remember when we said, I said maybe the ref is going to come back to bite him, but it's what set up his winning play.
Yeah, as it turned out, but it was pretty much a coin flip. It was who was going to get that spot at that point.
Isn't that sad? You play 5 days of a tournament, and sometimes it just comes down to who picks the best final rack,
Yeah.
or penultimate rack. And that's the nature of the game, and you just have to go with it. Nigel won by 34. Thank you, Squish. Yeah, you got to give Eric good credit that he came back. He was really back quite a bit. My heart is racing. Ditto.
I just want to congratulate Austin already. My goodness.
What are you going to do? Look at Dave. Oh. This is one, we talked about it a bit at dinner, and he's won nationals, and he's twice. He's such an amazing champion.
Yeah.
And he says, but I haven't won this, and
It's So who are the commentators? Man, who are we? I'm Conrad Bassett-Bouchard. I'm the 2014 National Scrabble Champion, and I'm joined with Robin Pollock-Daniel, one of the top players in North America. It's like top Canadian players, because you're Canadian.
I've
And
been as high as, I think, third in North
yeah.
America overall.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
in no way does making you Canadian better or worse as a Scrabble player.
I think worse because our population is so much smaller. So like it's a lot
there's
easier to be a
some
good player.
Off the board, Dave would have I.R. Miller, but won't be enough.
Oh, he's down
points.
to 5 seconds.
Yeah, Dave's down to 5 seconds. I mean, that was his play, but it's just not quite going to be
It's so sad
enough.
when you put down a word that you know it's going to lose you the game. It's so sad.
Yeah. Oh, I see an Etheridge 2 there. He showed up just in the nick of time.
No, women and men do not have separate divisions. I sometimes get called the highest ranked woman in Scrabble. I haven't played in 3 years, so someone has superseded me. But I often get called the top woman in Scrabble or whatever, simply because I think it's just good for marketing, you know.
So provided Austin plays a valid word.
Oh, could you imagine if he didn't?
Well, a couple years ago, when Matthew Tunnicliffe won the national championship, he won a series 3-2 in a game where his opponent in round 1 played a phony 2 at the very end. Jesse Day would have been the national championship, but he accidentally played IR to lose a game. So it happens. So, guys, it is official. Austin Shin wins 2 games in a row, going 3-0 this morning.
We didn't think we would be saying this,
Yeah,
honest to
yeah,
God.
to come
David
back.
just needs to win. Did he? He won the first one.
Yeah, Dave needed to win.
One of
Needed to
two.
win 2 out of 3 today. If Austin won all 3, and
He did not.
Austin took down one of the most storied, decorated Scrabble players in the history of the game, and bringing it home to the UK. You know, I gotta hand it to Austin. He played 2 games against Dave. It started out really rough for him. Made a few huge mistakes that could have cost him, but he kept his head on straight, and you know, really came back and set the tone at the end of the last game, and things fell his way here. You know, gotta hand it to him.